Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to South Brunswick Public Library's story time. My name is Mr. Matt. I'm so happy to see you guys here today. Today we will be reading one of my favorite stories about Anansi, the trickster spider. We will be having rhyme time with Miss Jen. Yesterday's challenge was to draw a picture of your family. I got so many pictures from you guys. I am so excited to share them with you right now. Do you want to see them? Let's take a look at them. Here's a picture of a Han, his mom, his dad, and his little fish Goldie in the water tank right there. Thanks, Ahan. And here's a picture of Anvita's family. Looks like she got everybody in there. Thanks, Anvita.
Hi, my name is Saina. I made a picture of my family. This is my dad and my big sister, my mom, and this is me. Thank you.
And here is Ashvika and her family at their house. Thanks for the picture, Ashvika. And of course, Sarah and her brother Masood sent us their pictures. Here's Sarah's picture, but I'll let Masood tell you all about his own.
My name is Masood, M-A-S-O-U-D, and this is my sister, this is my dad, this is my mom, this is me, and this is our home, and this is our bridge, this is the sky, and this is my name, M-A-S-O-U-D.
And here's a picture from Elsa. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Regan with a picture of her family. Thanks, Regan. And of course, Naisha sent this beautiful picture of her family. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, boys and girls, so much for sending your pictures. I love when you guys do our challenges. In fact, I love your drawings so much, I want to see more of them. So today's challenge is to draw yourself as a superhero. Send your superhero pictures to me at the email address you see on your screen right now. And don't forget to tell me your superhero name and your superhero powers. And we will share those pictures on an upcoming story time. But for now, are you ready? Let's do our opening song. 1, 2, 3. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, if you're ready for a story, clap your hands. If you're ready for a story, shout hooray, hooray! If you're ready for a story, shout hooray, hooray! Well, it's time for us to read, so sit and listen, please. But if you're ready for a story, shout hooray, hooray! Woo! All right, today's story is one of my favorite trickster stories. So this is Anansi and the Moss-Covered Rock, retold by Eric A. Kimmel and illustrated by Janet Stevens.
Who's Janet Stevens?
The illustrator. Once upon a time, Anansi the spider was walking through the forest when something caught his eye. It was a strange moss-covered rock. How interesting, Anansi said. Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock? Kapum! Everything went black. Down fell Anansi, senseless. An hour later, Anansi woke up. His head was spinning. He wondered what had happened. I was walking along the path when something caught my eye. I stopped and I said, "Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock?" Kapum! Down fell Anansi again. But this time, when he woke up an hour later, he knew what was happening. Aha! Said Anansi. This is a magic rock. And whenever anyone comes along and says the magic words, "Isn't this a strange..." Down he goes. This is a good thing to know, said Anansi. And I know just how to use it. Do you think that Anansi is going to be tricky with this rock?
Yeah.
I think you're right. So Anansi went walking through the forest until he came to Lion's house. Lion was sitting on his porch. At his feet was a great pile of yams. Anansi loved yams, but he was too lazy to dig them up himself. Anansi said to Lion, "Hello, Lion. It is very hot today. Don't you think so?" "Yes, Anansi," said Lion. "It is terribly hot." "I am going for a walk in the cool forest," said Anansi. Would you like to come? I certainly would, said Lion. So Lion and Anansi went walking through the forest. After a while, Anansi led Lion to a certain place. Lion, do you see what I see? Oh, yes, Anansi, said Lion. Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock? Kapum! Down fell Lion. Anansi ran back to Lion's house and made off with Lion's yams.
Ooh, he's tricky, all right.
He's tricky, all right, that's right. An hour later, Lion woke up. His head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight, and when he got home, he found that every single one of his yams was gone. Lion was very sad.
Nancy, he's a bad trickster.
It's a pretty bad trickster. But Anansi was very happy. He couldn't wait to play his trick again. Once more, Anansi went walking through the forest. This time he stopped at Elephant's house. Elephant was sitting on his porch. At Anansi's feet was a great pile of bananas. Anansi loved bananas, but he was too lazy to pick them himself. So he said to Elephant, Hello, Elephant. Isn't it hot today? It is, Elephant agreed. I am going for a walk in the cool forest, Anansi said. Would you like to come with me? That sounds nice, said Elephant. Thank you for inviting me, Anansi. So Anansi and Elephant went walking through the forest. After a while, Anansi led Elephant to a certain place. Elephant, look! Do you see what I see? Elephant looked. Yes, I do, Anansi. Isn't this a strange moss-covered rock? Kapum! Down fell Elephant. Anansi ran back to Elephant's house and made off with all of the bananas. An hour later, Elephant woke up. His head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight, and when he got home, he found that every single one of his bananas was gone. Elephant was very sad, but Anansi was very happy. He couldn't wait to play his trick again. He played it on rhinoceros and hippopotamus. He played it on giraffe and zebra. He played it on every single animal in the forest. But all this time, watching from behind the leaves, was Little Bush Deer. Little Bush Deer is small and shy and very hard to see. She watched Anansi play his wicked trick again and again on all the other animals. Little Bush Deer decided it was time for Anansi to learn a lesson. So, Little Bush Deer went deep into the forest to where the coconut trees grow. She climbed a coconut tree and threw down a great many coconuts. She carried the coconuts home in a basket and set them on her porch. Then she sat down beside them to wait. In a little while, along came Anansi. Anansi's eyes lit up when he saw Little Bush Deer's coconuts. Anansi loved coconuts. He loved to eat the tender white coconut meat and drink the sweet coconut milk inside, but he was much too lazy to gather coconuts himself. Instead, he said, Hello, Little Bush Deer. It is so hot today. Little Bush Deer smiled. It is very hot, Anansi. I am going for a walk in the cool forest. Would you like to come? Yes, I would, said Little Bush Deer. So Anansi and Little Bush Deer went walking in the cool forest. After a while, Anansi led Little Bush Deer to a certain place. Little Bush Deer, look over there. Do you see what I see? Little Bush Deer knew all about Anansi's trick. She looked. No, Anansi, I don't see anything. You must see it. Look very carefully. Little Bush Deer looked. No, I still don't see anything, she said. Anansi began to get angry. You must see it. Look over here. Look right where I'm pointing. Do you see it now? No, Anansi, said Little Bush Deer. Anansi stamped his legs. You see it. You just don't want to say it. Say what? Said Little Bush Deer. You know. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Yes, said Anansi. All right then, I will say it to make you happy. You know, said Little Bush Deer. There, I said it. Are you satisfied? No, Anansi shouted. You're not supposed to say, you know. What am I supposed to say? You're supposed to say, isn't this a strange moss-covered rock? Kapum! Down fell Anansi. Little Bush Deer ran and got all the other animals. Together, they went to Anansi's house and took back all the good things he had stolen from them. An hour later, Anansi woke up. His head was spinning. Little Bush Deer was nowhere in sight. And when he got home, he found his house as empty as it was before. But if you think Anansi learned his lesson, you're mistaken, because he's still playing tricks to this very day. And that is the end of Anansi and the moss-covered rock. But boys and girls, story time isn't done yet. We still have rhyme time with Miss Jen. Miss Jen, do you have a rhyme for us?
Hi guys, Miss Jen here with another little rhyme for you. Sorry the library is closed, but as you can see, I'm at home, I'm cozy. It's a little chilly outside, and I hope you're cozy where you are. Here's a rhyme. It's called chop, chop, choppity, chop. So think about when your mom or dad cut vegetables or cut fruit or cut anything in the kitchen for cooking, and it's kind of like that. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Chop, chop, choppity, chop. Chop, chop, choppity, chop. Cut off the bottom, chop. Cut off the top, let's go high, chop. What's left over, we'll put in the pot. Stir it up. Chop, chop, choppity, chop. Chop, chop, choppity, chop. All right, we're gonna do it again. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Chop, chop, choppity, chop. Chop, chop, choppity, chop. Cut off the bottom, chop. Cut off the top, chop. What's left over, we'll put in the pot and stir it up and chop, chop, choppity, chop. Chop, chop, choppity, chop. That's all. So have a great day.
Thanks, Miss Jen. All right, we have time for one song. And since we did a story about Anansi the spider, I thought we could do a song about a spider too. Do you know the Itsy Bitsy spider? I'm sure you do. So let's do the Itsy Bitsy spider. And maybe a couple other spiders along the way. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. That was good. Good job. What about the great big giant spider? Can we do that?
We gotta do this kind of voice. Can you do this voice? Oh, that's a good one. Great job. All right. 1, 2, 3. The great big giant spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the great big giant spider went up the spout again.
That was a good job too. Nice one. What else can we do? Teensy weensy spider. That's a great idea. Let's do a teensy weensy spider. Can you do a teensy weensy voice just like this? That's adorable. It sounds less adorable when I do it, but when you do it, it sounds great. All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. The itsy weensy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy weensy spider went up the spout again. Great job! All right, thank you so much for sharing that song with me, boys and girls. That was a lot of fun. Okay, guys, that's all the time we have for story time today. Be on the lookout later today for our ASL story time with Miss Deirdre Moran. And of course, tomorrow on Facebook, we will have our afternoon virtual adventures with Miss Malthy. Just don't forget to check out last week's Crafty Travelers afternoon adventures on Facebook, where you get to make your own passport and you get to visit Mexico. This week, we're visiting Africa. Be sure to send your picture of yourself as a superhero. I can't wait to see those and share them on an upcoming story time. But until next time, boys and girls, stay safe, stay wonderful, and we will see you next time on SBPL Storytime. Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.